It's a bright sunny day out there and it's warm, so I will be outside. I am home again. Home again, home again. Safe and sound. There were storms while I was gone. In fact, there was a tornado warning yesterday morning here. And what happened to my flowers, puppy? Yeah, my parrot tulips were all laying on the ground and bent, so I went and picked them, and now I have a kind of droopy but still gorgeous bouquet of parrot tulips. Right, Pup? I have parrot tulips? So here are my, I didn't pick them all, but it's so sad. I do have one flower. It's like I got a weed out here. One flower that is up and not quite open yet, so I will be able to enjoy it. But it's like it's so sad. I may just come and, I picked that bouquet really quickly. I'll come and see what I can rescue here, but they're all laying down on the ground. However, my rhododendron is blooming, like it should be on the other side. Now it got trimmed within an inch of its life in the fall. I was afraid it wasn't going to bloom, but look! When I left, there were a few, very few, 3 or 4 open flowers at the very top. I looked out the window from the bedroom this morning. I'm like, oh, my rhododendrons in bloom. And my irises. They have these gorgeous sort of light purple and yellow, which I always read as kind of brown and not very beautiful, but boy was I wrong. And so I have those. One of them is gone already. And I do have also purple ones, but they're not quite out yet. So here is the state of my garden. Oh, and the sage that I neglected last year came back and it's blooming. Okay, I got to get out here and weed too. So I have 4 of those. And the Stelladora lilies are not blooming yet, and the coneflowers are coming up. So there you go. That's the state of my garden. It's so beautiful. I'm going to bring some of these irises in too. But I have quite a few more iris flowers red that will be opening soon. And lots of these plants haven't shot up a flower yet. So I'm hoping that they're not just there for the leaves. So I definitely have some weeding I could be doing. But the garden is looking gorgeous. And I'm so excited about the sages. I gave up on them, to tell you the truth, because I neglected them so terribly after I planted them last year. But my rhodie is in bloom. Well, the azaleas too. But while I was gone, the dogwood lost all its leaves, or its flowers. These are dogwoods. And I'm not seeing any lilacs. So 5 days completely transformed my garden. Morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm back outside. I'm so excited. Except it's Saturday morning and they're working on the road just down the hill. So I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it. And I can smell the tar. So I'm not sure how much outside stuff I'm doing today. Anyway, Aura and Vicky are coming for dinner tonight. And so I, of course, have to straighten up the house, clean the bathroom. But it'll be fun to see Vicky. I haven't seen her since October. And Aura, it's been a week. I had a wonderful visit with my family. It was really, really nice. I got to spend some good quality time with my sister, and my brother kindly cooked for us 2 nights, and he's a good cook too, so that was fun. And I got to spend a lot of time with my parents. Very, very lovely. Lovely visit. You hear the birds? So it's supposed to be 95 today. Did I say that when I was showing you my gizmo? And did you, in my garden? I can't even believe it's completely transformed. Dogwoods are gone. Rhododendrons in bloom. I feel really bad about the missing. I missed the glory of the parrot tulips, but I am going to go pick the rest of those and make another droopy bouquet because they're laying on the ground. You can't even see them, so might as well enjoy them inside. And I'm going to hope to do some sketching of some of these flowers before they're gone, so I hope. Anyway, oh, well, it's humid. It's going to be hot and humid today. I'm not complaining. Although I think today we're going to put the air conditioner on. There you go. Because as I was looking at the gizmo thinks it's like 73 degrees in there now. I think our thermostat and the gizmo don't match exactly, but I think our air conditioning is set at 72, so it probably will be kicking on today. Astonishing fact of the day, I have put away almost all the stuff that I took. The back of my station wagon was completely full. I brought one of those big fan Corsi boxes that Dennis built, so that takes a lot of room. But I unpacked, which usually takes me weeks, but I unpacked, and yeah, I'm really proud of myself. So I was tired when I got home. I didn't do very much except unpack, and chat with Dennis. He had a lot of chat built up. It's so funny when I go away for a while. It completely changes Dennis's routine. It completely changes sort of how he thinks about his time and stuff. Because this isn't the first time I've gone away and come back and he's like done all these projects. He bought a plumbing book. I don't know if you recall, a year ago, we have 2 sinks in our bathroom, and my sink we discovered my sink was leaking. And so my task was to empty out underneath the sink, and Dennis would see what was going on with my sink. Well, that took me about 6 months to do, but it's been empty for a good while now. And he hadn't done anything about it, and I'm not going to nag him. I didn't even say anything about it, except I'm using his sink, and normally in old other times it wouldn't even have mattered because we went to bed at different times, we got up at different times, and so one sink, you know, first world problems. I understand completely. You know, sharing, both of us trying to use the same sink wasn't a big deal because we weren't even doing it at the same time. Well, lately we've been going to bed at the same time. So we've been sharing in a way that anyway, he bought a plumbing book, and so while I was gone, because yeah, we have a problem with our kitchen sink also. The pipes, I don't know what happens, but anyway, the pipes come loose underneath and it leaks sometimes. Dennis put that sink in, and it doesn't have good airflow, so sometimes, you know, the water doesn't go down just because it needs air, you know what I mean. Anyway, the kitchen sink doesn't always work, and so he bought this plumbing book a while ago. And while I was gone, he worked on plumbing. He figured out what he wants the configuration under the sink to look like and ordered the parts for that. And he figured out that the leak in my sink is the hot water. So he just turned the hot water off and kept now, and the cold water comes out. So I have my sink back, because the reality is that that sink is as far away from the hot water heater as you can get and be water in this house. And so I don't think I've ever had hot water coming out of my sink, because I would literally have to stand there and run the hot water for literally 3 minutes before hot would come out of that sink, unless Dennis had just taken a shower or something, because he has to run the water a long time before the water gets hot. But if he's taking a shower and I go up, I can get hot water right away. It wouldn't be a problem. But typically I don't get hot water out of my sink anyway, even if I wanted to. So I said, oh, I can live with cold water only. You know, I brush my teeth, you know. Anyway, so I have my sink back. That was fun. And he didn't get quite, he needs a couple more things to do under the kitchen sink. Don't be surprised if you didn't hear anything about the kitchen sink, because I might have cut that out. Because, ramble. Anyway, when I'm away, his time feels different, and he ends up doing projects. One couple of years ago, quite a few now, I guess, I went away for a week and came back and he had replaced the garage door. I'm like, wow. He's like, yeah. We have 2 garage doors. He hasn't replaced the other one yet, and it's been years. But he replaced the one. So there's something about me not being there, you know, to talk with and chat, and so his time feels different. Saved you from the sneeze, but now I don't know how long I've been talking, because I didn't bring my glasses up, so I wouldn't know anyway. Anyway, so the change of the routine, and I'm not there to talk to and whatever, you know, and he doesn't have to have any consideration for if his stuff will be in my way or whatever when I'm gone. It's interesting. Yeah. Anyway. So, straightening today. Not Kim. Well, I don't know if Kim's coming. Vicky and Aura are coming. And, yeah, it'll be fun to see them. Straighten up the house a little bit. And, yeah. I guess I have to go to the store. Get some veg. And that's the plan. Right there, in a nutshell. And I think of other things. I brought some, my sister and I looted the house a little bit, not really, but we took back a few of the things, you know, over the 40 years that the parents have lived in that house. Not really. Christy was probably 5 or 6 when they built that house, so 35 years. You know, I've been doing ceramics. My sister is an artist. She's done ceramics. She's done glass work, you know. So I've given my parents things. I gave my mom a bunch of jewelry when I was making jewelry. I've knit her things when I'm knitting. But when I was doing pottery, I gave them pieces of my pottery. Same with my sister. In fact, she said that she gave Mom and Dad her best bowls. She just kept the ones that, you know, weren't the best. And since the parents have moved to a small place, they didn't take most of their stuff. And so, so I took back a couple pieces that I made. In fact, it was funny. I took back I made this big coil pot in my class, and it was in a show. And I gave it to my parents for Christmas or whatever. And they've had it for 35 years. It's very big, so it's like a floor pot. You would put branches in it, you know, whatever. And so I took that back, and I had Dennis carry it in, and he's carrying it. He says, "Where are we putting this?" And I said, "Be careful, I made that." He said, "Oh, where are we putting this?" He's so funny. We'll find a place for it. He's like, "Oh, where are we putting this?" He's cute. Anyway, I'll show you some of those things. And my sister couldn't take her bowls home, so I brought them, and I'm gonna mail them to her. So I'll show you her beautiful bowls. Maybe I'll do a little show and tell tomorrow. But I think I've talked enough today. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm glad to be outside. I can't even tell about the tar anymore, so you know how your nose is. Lots of birds. But it is warm. Summer came. It's going to be hot this weekend, I guess, and then a cold front comes through and it goes back to the low 70s, so that's going to be lovely too. So I'm not complaining. I'm glad to have warm weather. And I'm going to be picking a few more of my flowers. I will tell you that. Please have a good day. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.